Hi everyone, Angelo here, homeless filmmaker in LA. Been living in my car for, 15 months now. Once I cross years, over a year, it becomes hard to count because I'm not even sure. And like the new year after a year, or whatever. Wrapped tonight on a short film I was working on, and I'm not like mentally fatigued or anything, but man, my body is worn the fuck out. I kind of wonder if it's because, well, partly I'm just getting older and I haven't been eating very much at all, except trying to keep like getting protein somehow. Protein supplements I got from the food bank, and which is probably not enough because basically all I have is like one big meal in the day, which is lunch. We have very nice catered lunches we had on the film. So today I had like a bunch of fish. I went back for like 3 servings of fish and salad and what the hell else? Zucchini, I don't know. Little chicken, not much though. But what is exhausting me is like my body. It's not even like I'm all just exhausted, like I can't move. What I mean is I had to go out to my car and run for something real quick. I had to run down the street like a block and a half. My legs started feeling like they were cramping up, and my arm already started cramping the other day. Now I was doing chair dips on our lunch break. But I don't know, I guess it's partly just because I haven't been eating enough, and even though somehow I'm gaining weight again, I think, but also what I do eat probably not that nutritious sometimes, like a lot of crackers and stuff on set when I'm hungry, and but I'm starving a lot of the time. I'm even starving now practically. I thought maybe the taco stands would be out there. Not. It's probably, I don't know if it's too cold or what, but I don't see the normal ones I like to go to out. And that's okay. I got some peanut butter here, and I already had a protein drink. I'm getting lightheaded, but no, just my body. Like I was running, I was like, holy shit! It's never this hard for me to run. I don't know if it's extra weight, partly due to muscle, but let's face it, there's also fat on me I want to lose, and also just the fact that I was working out like 7 days a week before this, except, well, when I got sick with the flu, I didn't work out for like 1 week. But after that, I've been walking, and just to deal with my, oh, I remember this too, of course, just to sort of get my like deal with my depersonalization, derealization disorder, I was walking for like at least an hour a day, which was wearing out my legs too. And that, along with not eating enough, not eating very much. I was losing weight, and I'm sure I will start losing weight again, but I don't know how to lose weight and eat enough, sort of. You know what I mean? Like, I only know how to lose weight by just cutting back a ton on what I eat and being hungry. The problem is physical activity, because it wasn't like a challenge to work on set, except moments like, yeah, when I said like I could feel my legs start to cramp when I was running. I was like, oh shit. And I was doing chair dips, and I got a cramp in my right arm, my tricep. So, yeah, that was like, wow, man, my body's worn out. So tomorrow, no exercise, or I'll try not to. Just going to let my body rest. And yes, I did eat bananas and drink lots of water, because I heard potassium deficiency is one reason for cramps, but the other is just when your muscles are too worn out, you can't get enough nutrients to them. So I'm like, okay, maybe give myself a rest day, because I was working, not only working out in the morning for at least 2 of the days of production, but or 1 day pre-production and then production, but I also was working 12 hours a day doing physical labor, so painstakingly cutting stuff, moving stuff, like cutting shapes for designs and stuff we're using on our set, all kinds of stuff like that. So it was a lot of work. I enjoyed it, don't get me wrong, I liked it. I was glad to do it. I was glad to be out working with people, kind of freaky with my disorder, but I didn't freak out. And I am getting better at doing it. Man, 6 weeks ago I was working on a set. When my disorder descended upon me again, it was like hell on earth trying to focus on the job. It was so painful, and it should have been so enjoyable. but it was hurting so bad, and that's okay. It's like, hey, you gotta accept it, part of the disorder. I think I am still recovering. I notice little improvements here and there, and along with improvements, feeling like, oh, the loss of my dad, it still doesn't quite seem real yet. I don't know when it will. I found out he's going to be buried on March 4th because there's a waiting list at Arlington Cemetery to be buried. My dad was in the military a long time ago. Like, I think he retired before I was even born from the military, and then he was a security guard after that, which was just coincidence. I became a security guard, but a bouncer for 5 years, doing the same job sort of as my dad. Man. So I don't know what the disorder, in a way, it's good timing in a way, in that if I didn't have this disorder, I would be crushed by the death of my dad. As it is now, I can't even process it. Like, those things, it's not accessible to me. Yes, it does feel sad sometimes, and yes, it has hit me hard at certain times, but I'm still not quite processing it. But I'm not fully back into my own life yet with this disorder. So now I'm beat to hell. I'm exhausted. I finally got all my tax documents. I barely made any fucking money last year, so I'm expecting a refund. I'm going to try and do my taxes tomorrow. I don't even fucking know how to do them. But I quit my job early on last year, and then what little other money I made, it's, anyways, it's going to be such a... I'm not going to take deductions that I could take, because I have no fucking idea exactly how much or whatever. And you know what? I'd rather the IRS owe me, if it comes to that. I don't even know. So, anyways, so that's... At least, yeah, I barely made any fucking money last year, so whatever, I'll get some refund, I guess. I don't even know. Like, when you make that little, do they even give a refund? Anyways, but I am glad for that. Man, it's weird thinking about my mom, being in the house by herself. It was just weird little things that are different even on the phone. Like, she doesn't sound bad when I talk to her, but even when I called her maybe last night, I think, and I woke her up when I called her, and the TV was going. I was like, wait, what are you doing? You're sleeping in my old bedroom? And she was like, yeah, I was watching Sanford and Son. And it's like, normally she would have been sleeping in her own bed, but without my dad there, she went back to her bedroom, but, it's not just kind of sad. It is sad that, man, like, I can't even process it. I haven't been home in almost a year. Well, wait, should I say almost a year? February? I can't believe how long I've been in LA now. Like 9 months or something? I arrived in May, on May 3rd. So February, March, I'll count in Spanish. Contaré en español. Febrero, marzo, abril, mayo. So really, it's like the beginning of May, so like 3 months. So yeah, I've been here 9 months. So I haven't seen that home in Virginia since Junio, because I went back and, worked there for a little bit. So I hadn't seen that home in, I can't even fucking count months, but I don't know. And it's not just that, it's with my dissociative disorder. I dissociate. I'm not even feeling totally like myself. And all I can hope is I get back to myself, and I still kind of almost worry. As I get better, I'm like, man, how do I prevent it again? Because there's all kinds of weird things that can trigger my dissociative disorder. Even good things, good sensations can make me dissociate, because it's like sensory overload. I just cannot take it. And that's not good, because then all I can be is just miserable all the time. And try and avoid being dissociated, which is even worse than being miserable, but being miserable is bad too. So, it's really tough. I'm already kind of sad that the movie's over, which is good. It's good that I'm missing working on the things I really like doing. Excuse me. I was glad to work with all these people, meet a bunch of people. And I know I'm still not feeling like myself. That's kind of sad for me, but I'm glad to be doing it. And now from there, I met people who need crew for other movies. They're doing it, and I'm waiting to hear back on a movie I interviewed for. This one, a feature, which I would like to get because it would be a really cool job that I would learn a lot about, and then I could possibly get hired to do that job on other sets. Anyways, I just need to rest now. I don't even feel exhausted. Like, I've been making myself do stuff. I went and checked my mailbox. I went to the grocery store, got some bottles of water, and I guess I should eat peanut butter or something. I just don't know how to successfully, like, keep eating enough to keep, my body energized and stuff, and my body recovering from workouts, but also not gain fat. I don't know how to do it. I don't get it. I know there's ways to do it. I learned about some of that stuff. I've been following Wes Watson on YouTube and Instagram, and he talks about that macros. I didn't even know what the fuck a macro was when he first talked about it. It means macronutrients, the way you track them, and he studied it a lot in prison. And I admire his work ethic. But I don't know, like, how the fuck he worked out so hard in prison. He said, like, he was the, like, swollest guy practically in prison. He worked out harder than anyone. Not just practically, he did, because he was a shot caller. So he said if he was going to make everyone else do something, he was going to do it harder. So everyone else worked out 6 days, he would work out 7 days. And he talked about being in solitary confinement today in a video, and said how he would work out 3 times a day in his cell really hard in solitary confinement, where he was starving all the time. I'm like, how the fuck did you do that and you were starving and your body didn't just give out? I don't expect everyone to be able to do that, but I know it's a mental thing too. It's wanting to do it. And also, he had been training for a while, so that helps. I've only really been working out consistently for like a year and 2 months or something. And also, I don't know nutrition as well as he did and he does. And also, I can't really afford all the foods that, would be good. Although I'm getting better about just cutting out stuff and keeping in stuff that's going to benefit me. And anyways, but I'm like, how the fuck and he talked about how he had little desserts in his lunch and dinner that he wouldn't even eat. Even when he was starving, he refused to eat it. And he told this crazy story how sometimes other guys who were strung out on heroin in solitary confinement, and he was one of the only people maybe who weren't on heroin in there trying to numb their pain. Somebody else would say, hey, Wes, you want to give me your brownie or something? And he said he was so crazy, basically he would take the brownie, mash it against his teeth. He wouldn't eat it. So think about it. He's tasting this, tasty brownie. He's not eating it. And then he would bang on the door and yell, hey, CO, come over here. The corrections officer would come over, and he'd have the brownie all over his teeth, and he'd say, hey, there was no brownie in my lunch. And anyways, so. And then the CEO would say, like, damn, you're crazy, Watson, but I admire your work ethic, and like he worked out super hard. So I'm like, I don't know how you do that without like me just cramping the fuck up. So obviously I've got to adjust something. I want some water. But yeah, I'm gonna rest now, and it was good work. I'm sad for the movie to end, because now it's like, oh, back to my regular life. Although that was part of my regular life. That was really exciting, and I think it helped my disorder, helped the progression of my symptoms to go away and become lesser. My depersonalization, derealization, when I was working so hard physically and interacting with others, even from the first day, the pre-production meeting, to every following day and to the last day, I've improved. I've gotten better. Still not all the way better. Still working on it. But physical activity and being able to work on movie sets helps a lot. I've been talking to my mom when I can. It's tough for her, like I said, March 4th, my dad's being buried. Jeez. And I guess the funeral's the same day. That's how they do it, right? I think she said that. His funeral's on March 4th. I don't even know. if I'll be able to afford to go, if I won't have to work here that I have to do, but also that if I even want to, I really don't want to see that in a way. I don't, it's just too much. It's too difficult to deal with. And if I'm in Virginia, it'll be because I want to be doing something. I don't know. It's so overwhelming to think about that, and I can't really process it yet. It's sad, I always pictured my dad would be there whenever I went back home, and he'd always be there to see my movies when they came out and stuff. So anyway, it's just a weird thing, and feeling like, what the fuck? Am I not even a human being? I can't even feel myself and feel my emotions properly. I'm getting there. It's taking time. I hope it happens where it does hurt. That my dad's gone, man. I remember the day after he died. It helps to even talk about it in a way to bring up those emotions, to feel real again. I remember going to the gym, and I questioned, like, should I work out? Like, it feels kind of dirty doing it, like doing something for myself, to enjoy myself after my dad died. And I just took the weights. I'm like, well, okay, I guess I'm going to work out, whatever. I think I did pull-ups first or something. Man. And I haven't seen my mom in a while. Not that I'm upset about that. It's like, hey, that's just how it is right now. It's, I can't even, but I'm getting better, getting well every day. It really helped to work on set with other people. And I really hope to be making my own productions sooner than later. I still have to figure out how to recover, and then how to make money to make my own productions, or whatever the case, and get back into screenwriting when I can. I still haven't been writing my scripts yet because I'm not emotionally attuned yet, feeling everything yet, although like I said, I'm getting there. Anyways, I'm exhausted. I gotta sleep. I really have to sleep. So man, I miss feeling like myself, but I hope I don't know how to avoid getting dissociated like this every once in a while. I have to, try and be well and figure out how to avoid this next time. So anyways, it was good work, and important thing is to just try and, keep a good attitude however possible. Even look at my dissociative disorder as something that is benefiting me somehow, as bad as it is, even if it just means that I have the satisfaction, I guess I could say, of knowing I can get through this when the next person, maybe they couldn't, But also I know it informs my filmmaking and makes me want to make even more intense movies than the next person, All right, everybody.